In this video, we are looking at Emacs File Manager. It's called Dired. You can open it where you are in Emacs. For example, we are here in this file that we just created, emacs1.txt. And if you type Ctrl+X D, which is just what I did at the bottom, you can see, just like in the Find File dialog, a particular directory suggested to you. And here, once again, you can use the completion. If you don't want to open to this directory, you can just complete and, for example, look at another directory, let's say documents. I'm going to type documents and tab, and this completes. And here I see the possible subdirectories in documents. So I could open any of these directories. I'm going to go back to the beginning, to the home directory, because that's what I want to see. And I click Enter. So what you see here normally is simply an alphabetical list. You see two different types of files. You see files starting with a dot. Those are hidden files. And both on the Mac and on Windows, you will normally not be able to see the hidden files. In Linux, the policy is not to hide information from the user, but indicate, that this is a special file. For example, here's a config file. These files are actually empty. This is a config file for the networking. Here's I don't even know what this is. And this is the Emacs config file that I use on my computer that we will later in another session also install for you. Anyway, for the time being, you see that the files that we created here also ordered first alphabetically and then by time are here. These are the different files we just, emacs.txt and emacs1.txt that we created. And if I click S in this Dired buffer, then everything will be reordered and the last modified or last added files will be at the top. There's a lot of information here. For example, you see here the path of the home directory, which we talked about earlier. You see here in this column, you see a list of permissions, read and write permissions. You see who the owner of this file or directory is. You see the totally available space on this disk, the C disk, and you see the size of the individual files, and you see when the file was last saved, and then the name of the file. So this is all the information in the Dired buffer. And next thing we want to do is look at the buffer list inside Emacs, but that's another video.